Welcome to Week 2 of Advanced Human Development and Cognition. In this lecture, we examine the major theoretical traditions that continue to shape how educators, psychologists, and researchers understand development across the lifespan. Our focus is not only on what each theory explains, but also on what each theory leaves unresolved. Jean Piaget's theory of cognitive development remains foundational. Piaget proposed that children construct knowledge through active interaction with their environment, progressing through qualitatively distinct stages. His work introduced the powerful idea that thinking changes in organized patterns over time. Yet contemporary research has also identified limitations, especially his underestimation of infants' and children's abilities, and his tendency to describe development as more universal and stage-like than it often is in real contexts. Lev Vygotsky shifted attention toward the social origins of learning. For Vygotsky, cognition develops through mediated interaction, language, and culture. His concept of the zone of proximal development remains essential in education because it highlights the gap between independent performance and what learners can achieve with support. This framework aligns strongly with instructional practice, scaffolding, and collaborative learning. However, critics note that Vygotsky's theory is less precise in specifying developmental mechanisms and developmental sequencing. Erikson expanded developmental thought into the psychosocial domain. His theory emphasizes that individuals confront identity-related challenges across the lifespan, from trust in infancy to integrity in late adulthood. Erikson's model is valuable because it situates development within social relationships and historical context. At the same time, its stages are broad, and empirical measurement of each crisis is often difficult. Bronfenbrenner further advanced the field by locating development within nested systems: the microsystem, mesosystem, exosystem, macrosystem, and chronosystem. This ecological perspective is especially relevant to education because it shows that learning and development are shaped by family, school, community, policy, and historical change. Bronfenbrenner reminds us that development cannot be understood in isolation from context. More recent perspectives refine these classical models. Neo-Piagetian theories retain the idea of structural change, but emphasize information processing, working memory, and domain-specific growth. Post-Vygotskian approaches extend sociocultural theory by examining discourse, identity, power, and participation in communities of practice. Together, these perspectives reflect a more dynamic and context-sensitive understanding of cognition. The strengths of classical theories lie in their explanatory power and enduring influence. Their critiques lie in oversimplification, cultural bias, and limited attention to variability. A doctoral-level understanding of development requires us to treat these theories not as competing absolutes, but as complementary lenses. In practice, the most rigorous approach is to ask how biological maturation, cognition, culture, relationships, and institutions interact over time to shape human development.